Next up, Kirsten, who do we have next?
Yes.
I gotta get a haircut over here. What the heck is going on here? I got a lot of hair going on. Get a haircut.
Next up is Contract Live, and to give it a tagline, that's contract management in the cloud.
Okay.
And Mathieu is going to pitch now.
Matthew, let's hear from Matthew.
Hi. Hi, Jason.
Bonsoir, bonsoir, monsieur.
Bonsoir.
Or maybe bonjour, I don't know. I see some light there. You know, it's interesting, in Paris, it was 9:30 at night, and I was eating at a great restaurant, Poule et Pâtes. Has anybody been to Poule et Pâtes in the First and Drosmond? 85-year-old restaurant. It's amazing. Best chicken I've had in my life.
Yeah.
Everybody look up Poule et Pâtes. It's chicken in a pot.
Okay.
85-year-old restaurant. It had the
Not
best.
Pol Pot.
Not Pol Pot, no.
Like
it was
Cambodian food?
No, not Cambodian food. I had chicken with morels, and I had French onion soup. It's amazing. I mean, I give that a 10 out of 10. It was in Zagat. I have the greatest way of, this is my little tip for people. If you want to find the best restaurant, go to Zagat, pay for the app. It's well worth it for $10 or $20 a year. Zagat is like Yelp if Yelp had a curator on top of it, if they had editors on top of the masses to just sort of verify. They were like the original crowdsourced platform. And so in Zagat, if you type the word locals, not local, locals, for whatever reason, the editors and the whole nomenclature, the whole vernacular revolves around what the local people like. As if, if you live in that district, where you go, like where you and I go, like some people like Achiga, some people like Sasabune, you like that other place over here on Wilshire.
King,
Sushi King, which I thought was, just by the name, I would never go to a place called Sushi King, but then I went and I was like, oh my God, this place is really good.
Right.
Anyway, if locals like a place, but you have to read the review, because sometimes it says locals have fled.
Yeah.
So the word locals is not alone. You have to actually read and get the context. But boy, this place was like it was rated the #1 in the First Androsmond, which is like the fancy Androsmond, for locals. And it was right. Okay, so your contract dash live, which we all know that we hate the dashes in names, but give us an overview of your company. I'm pulling it up on the screen. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. When you are in a company, you can manage everything with a software. I mean, you can manage accounting, clients, inventories, everything except contracts, because there is no software for that. And that's why we created Contract Live. Contract Live is the first contract management software based on the cloud in France. We help already over 50 companies to improve their legal safety and their productivity. We offer like deadline alerts so that you never miss any term or any renewal. We offer fact sheets and a search engine so that you can find your contractual information, like on Google instantly, and a lot of more functionality, like a digital contract library, like reporting dashboards. Well, everyone can use it, from small businesses to big companies, because it's very simple and because it's affordable. We start at only 50 euros a month. 10 years ago, Salesforce changed the market with a cloud-based CRM software, and now we think it's time for contract to change too with Contract Live. Hope to see you soon on contract-live.com.
Awesome. This is a amazing presentation for an amazingly good idea. Contract management. Now, this is something that's obscure to most entrepreneurs because they don't have contracts yet. But when you grow up and you become a big boy, big girl, all of a sudden you have 10 contracts. And then the person who negotiated the deal leaves the company. And now you've got this contract that auto-renews 30 days before. And it auto-renews every year. And it's for a $500 a month piece of software. So it's $6,000. And then you get your credit card charge for $6,000. You go, well, who's using this software? And people say, I don't know. And you go, well, that just cost us $6,000. And you go back and you call the company and say, we're not using it anymore. And they say, oh, well, did you read your contract? In the contract, it auto-renews 30 days before, and it's a yearly subscription. We can't do anything for you. And then you get in a big fight, and you got da-da-da-da-da. Big companies in legal departments, they have a contract management system. These things are typically homegrown. Some people use Excel. It's very expensive. And then you have lawyers or business development people spending their time on essentially what is administrative work. So something that should be costing 10 euros an hour, 20 euros an hour on an administrative basis is being done by an executive who's getting paid 100 euros an hour or 50 euros an hour. I'm talking in euros now because the American peso is worthless. Well, let me tell you something. You want to be humbled as an American? Go to Europe. I never felt so poor in my life as going to Europe. Thank God for the sales. You realize when you go there and there's 30% off that you're getting it for sticker price as an American. It's basically what it means. When something is like, oh, this is an $800 suit and it's $30 off, it's basically like, okay, so the 800 euros, $800. It was humbling. Do you know how much a hotel room is in Paris now? 400 euro, 500 euro. Do you know what that is for an American? $600-700 bucks. It's insane. Anyway, what's great about this is, and when he said only 50 euro a month, immediately I was like, oh my God, $65 a month. You get this math up as an American. Well, you guys should all move here with your euros and just, you realize that this, you know how much this croissant costs in America for you? These beautiful croissants from Amandine, I think they cost, a croissant in Paris is a 150? What is it? How many euro?
Yeah, 150, yeah.
What's that? What's the best?
The euro, 80 cents.
Well,
Depends on the croissant.
it's more than €1.
More than 1 euro. Yeah. So anyway, basically that means that if you bought a croissant here, it'd be free. They would give you 25 cents back to eat the croissant. I did the math, and that's basically what happened. Also, you see here, beautiful 37 signal style. Get the basic, get the premium, get the max. You know, it's just, people are obviously paying attention in Europe. And what's great is, I love the fact that now the European startups are executing on a level that is equal to the American startups. This is absolutely of the quality level of a website with all the best practices, explaining what the software does, making it easy. I mean, this homepage is basically, you couldn't have a more well put together. So the execution here is, I think, a 9, and the idea is a 9. This is absolutely, absolutely amazingly well done. And interestingly enough, I noticed that Balloon, another startup, is one of their clients. So that you always know that there's a good ecosystem going when people loan their logos to each other. I'm sure if I go to Balloon, it'll be like, oh, Contract Live is using our software. I mean, they're not using it, but
Yeah, we are.
Balloon doesn't have any contracts. They're not using it. They're just helping their friends out. But that's important. And
Yeah,
just
contracts.
no, they are. But even there's a little nuance here. You know, like if you were to put the logos of all these companies in color, it would look terrible, right?
Okay.
So they grayscaled them all, and they put them all there at the same size, and lo and behold, the web design holds up. That's a very nuanced design strategy technique that not everybody gets. And so I'm just blown away by the execution here. Great idea, great price. This is very disruptive because I think they're going up against people who charge $5,000 a month for contract management software to big companies. What do you give it in scores?
Execution looks, I mean, we're not into the product, we're judging it from the front page, but judging from the cover, it's a 9. And the idea I really like. It doesn't, I'm curious how big something like this can get. I think it can make a killing.
Oh yeah, it's going to make a killing. It's not sexy.
Right. I like these kinds of businesses. I'm going to give the idea.
It's a business that can make $1 million a month.
I'm going to say a 9, 8.5 to 9 as well on the idea. Yeah.
And the execution you gave?
9.
Okay. Wow. So very strong. Very strong. Very well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And this is one of those situations where I wonder if there's a U.S. equivalent of this company, and this might be a situation where the French got to this first, not dissimilar to foie gras and champagne.
Right.
And we may need to copy that with sparkling wine and pâté.
Right.
If you catch my drift. It might be an American company copying the French company. And let me tell you about something else amazing. Hiscox offers small business insurance, which means you're protected. You need to protect your startup. If this company, let's say this contract management company, right? Let's say they provide Contract Live to somebody, and the people who use it, they're paying $50 a month. They feel like, oh, the server was down for a second. Well, let's say it wasn't even down. Let's just say it was on their side. Oh, the server was down, or like some data got corrupted, right? Web services data doesn't make it up to the cloud. And they blame them for some contract not being in there, and then they lose some deal. They could sue them. Even though Contract Live...
If you lose a contract, that could be very expensive, yeah.
Let's say they lose a contract.
Right.
And it wasn't even their fault. Let's say if it wasn't Contract Live's fault. But they lose the contract.
Right. Sure.
The person on the other end doesn't understand how the internet works. They don't understand that when you upload something to the internet, you might want to check to see that it actually got there, because uploading is a process, just like something getting in there in the mail. You might want to send it and check. But let's say they don't check their work. Let's say they're irrational and they want to blame somebody. And they say, oh, this startup just got $5 million in funding. F it. We're going to go sue them. That kind of crazy stuff happens all the time to startups. Startups get shaken down all the time.
You did just bring up a great point, which is startups have their A round money, or whatever, they're very susceptible to being just
shaken down.
Sued out of existence.
Oh, absolutely. Because you get those legal bills piling up, and then it becomes a huge distraction.
Yeah.
What you need to have is some layer of protection. That's what insurance is for. Hiscox is going to help you do that, and it's super affordable. Professional liability insurance starts at just $22.50 a month. That's US dollars, not euros. And don't make the mistake that you, just because you haven't been sued yet, that you will not be sued. If you look at the long list of companies, just type in any successful company and then put the word sued. Yelp, sued.
Yeah.
Mahalo, sued.
Yeah.
Foursquare, sued.
Elon Musk seems to really attract
All of
lawsuits,
anybody.
yeah.
The more innovative you're doing stuff, the more chance you're going to
Yes.
get sued. And if you're hiring and firing a lot of people, if you're doing a lot of contracts, it's going to happen. And you need to have a partner in this. And Hiscox has done an amazing job of partnering with startups. Go to hiscoxusa.com/smallbiz.
There's also, they have that web show, the Leap Year.
They're doing the leap year.
If you go to their website, there's an interview. They have Josh Williams on there.
From Goala?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Oh, I saved myself.
Almost.
No sugar. No shinola. Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know Goala was in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Hiscox guys and gals over there are doing a great job of supporting startups. You tell them your Uncle Jason sent you. You tell them your cousin Tyler sent you. They're going to take good care of you. And get me, Mo 3000, get me the name of somebody. I want the name of somebody at Hiscox that my audience can email when they have questions. Get me a representative. I want a rep's name. But anyway, for now, just go to hiscoxusa.com/smallbiz and make sure you protect yourself and protect your valuable startup and the investment dollars put in it by angel investors like myself, possibly, or VCs. And when you get venture, you're going to be forced to get insurance. I mean, the venture guys are smart. Venture gals are smart. I'm always trying to make sure I don't use sexist language.
Sure.
So every time I say guys, I always add gals to it too because I got a daughter. I want to
Or
make sure.
we just need a new ambiguous word.
Well, yeah.
Folks?
I know, but I don't like the word folks. It makes you seem like you're the hillbillies. So I like to use them.
Peeps?
Peeps. Yeah, peeps is good. Peeps can be
Venture
either.
peeps?
My venture peeps and my startup peoples. Peoples. I'm going to use peeps. I love using peoples.
Okay.
Even though it's grammatically incorrect.
Yeah.
I like saying my peoples. Kirsten, who is the next startup?